Anyway, I think we're originally going to talk about Daniel, and
Yeah, we were.
so it's Daniel chapter 7, the dreams of the four beasts. So there's so much division. Nobody really knows exactly what the four beasts are and exactly how it's happening in the world. But as time goes by, I think we can see a lot of what Daniel said coming true anyway, or becoming more easy to understand.
You want to talk about
Um,
the statue, or
you mean the statue you showed us, and that Mammon statue, or another statue?
no? The Daniel the statue. This Daniel. Uh, that was funny.
Nebuchadnezzar statue. Yeah,
Yeah, the Nebuchadnezzar statue. I can't believe it says Daniel. That's hilarious.
yeah,
Okay, the
yeah,
statue of Daniel. I'm not sure what part. I mean, Daniel's a really big book, so I'm not sure where we would actually start out. Um, we could
yeah,
tell everybody the basic story that how the king came up and said to the king had a dream that scared the crap out of him, and he said to his people, "Find me somebody that can interpret my dream for me." And the wisest men showed up in front of the king and said, "We can interpret your dream." And then the king said, You're not, I'm not going to tell you my dream, then you interpret it for me. I want you to tell me my dream and then interpret it for me. And if you don't, I'm going to kill you." And this scared them all, and they didn't know what to do. And they knew about a man named Daniel who could really interpret dreams well. So they called upon Daniel. And Daniel was able to tell him his dream in full detail and to minute detail. And he also translated his dream for him. And the dream itself was about a bunch of empires coming that came before him and that came after him. And they were talking about the last empire, and it was mentioned in a statue. They had a statue, and it had the head of I can't remember. I can't really remember exactly. I think there was the head of gold. Then there was the feet of iron and clay. Uh, Man, I forgot the rest.
yeah, yeah. I
Information
know what you
overload.
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. No,
typical
I know
information
what you mean.
overload.
Unless you've got the page open in front of you, you're not going to remember all of it. But it's from what I remember, it's talking about kingdoms that were to come on the
Yes, the
earth, and there
Persian,
was
the
even
Grecian, the Roman, the
yeah,
Ottomans.
yeah,
And people, when you ask people today, what was World War I about? They'll all call it a useless war, a senseless war. They don't even
mm,
understand the damage of what actually took place because it didn't happen in their own country. It didn't. It wasn't a war of the world. It was a spiritual war. It was a war of religions. And like I said in the in the American anthem, you have "From the Shores of Tripoli." That's in the song, and that's basically where America attacked last to get off the jizya. And if you don't know what jizya is, it's a tax that the country pays every time for protection. It's basically like a mafia thing. You pay money to keep yourself protected. America got sick of paying this tax to Islam, and they went after the Ottomans and destroyed the Ottomans in World War I, which was so great of an event that it should have made everybody drop to the knees and praise God, but it kind of went completely unnoticed, yet it was a gigantic biblical prophecy fulfilled. And everybody today keeps hearing that the Antichrist will have a deadly head wound. Oh, he'll have a deadly head wound. You don't understand that World War I was the deadly head wound because the Antichrist system was the Ottoman Empire, and it is now rebuilding itself underneath the term ISIS or IS or IL, whatever they want to call themselves today. And what you are seeing is that they are reestablishing Babylon. They are taking over Iraq, Syria, and they're trying to recreate Babylon. And they might succeed, but this is the last empire that's supposed to rise before Jesus returns. The Antichrist will receive a deadly head wound. That was World War I. That was the Ottomans, and now they come back as the Neo-Ottoman Empire. So we had the Persian, the Grecians, the Romans, blah blah blah. I forgot the rest of them right now. Total information overload. Point being simply is that the Ottomans now have risen. They are part of the last army on Earth, one of the last ruler empires on Earth. Then you also have the Pope right now declaring that he might be the last Pope. There's many indications right now that are actually saying that this could be the very end of existence. But then there's also the element that everything that is happening is only human happening. There is no divine happening other than earthquakes, famine, and animals dying, which is a gigantic clue and a very big hint, and that the weather is changing. But still, I'm missing a lot of divine moments. I'm missing the two witnesses dying and then being seen all over the internet for 3 days, and that they rose and they come back to life again. I'm missing the Antichrist getting the Ark of the Covenant out from the Sea of Galilee. I'm missing the Sea of Galilee completely drying up. Although it is drying up right now, it still looks like it has at least 100 years left to go. Biblical times with biblical prophecy is not adding up right now. There are events that are lined up and they have come true, but the timeline is completely off. And I don't know why this is off. And everybody right now is in a complete panic in a state that, ooh, the end times are here. You go to YouTube, you type in end times, you'll get 1 million videos. Everybody is so focused on it. Even America is so focused on it right now. And America believes in the pre-trib rapture. So that means that America's not even going to put up a fight. They all think that God is just going to rapture them out. So that's why right now they're completely dormant. They're waiting to be raptured out. They're not going to put up a fight. And we are seeing America right now becoming Muslim. We are seeing Islamization right now of the United States. We see a Muslim president. And if they vote in this psychotic bitch, Hillary Clinton, you will definitely have a Muslim president because she just converted to fucking Islam 3 years ago. Oh, that felt so good to get out.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It might help for listeners if I just talk a little bit more about the Book of Daniel, just to refresh everyone's memory. So I'm looking at the statue now, and it said that the head was made of gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of baked clay. That's Daniel chapter 2, 32 to 33. And then it said, then a rock cut not by human hands will hit the foot of the statue, and the whole image will become like chaff on a threshing floor. So the rock not cut of human hands will be from God, destroying all the kingdoms. And if we just go a little bit further into the book of Daniel, he identifies the first 4 of those kingdoms, and it said that the head made of gold was Babylon. That was Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom. And then Babylon fell to Medes and the Persians. That's Daniel chapter 5, verse 26 to 31. And then the next of those was Greece, became the successor to the Medo-Persian Empire. Daniel chapter 8, verse 20. And then finally the iron was that of Rome. And after that we can have a look and see what happened after Rome. And we've got a few more kingdoms came after Rome, like the British Empire and like what we have now with the United Nations. So maybe they tie into that statue somehow exactly. It doesn't exactly say in the book of Daniel because it was written way before our time. So I kind of see that myself. I do think those kingdoms listed in Daniel have come to pass, and now we look to be at the feet, at the very last kingdom made of clay and iron.
Yes, and if you look at this picture I'm displaying right now, it clearly says Kingdom of Restored Rome. I don't understand why the entire countries in the world always want to establish themselves in the Bible prophecy. Why can they not just leave Bible prophecy alone? You know, everybody believes that it's going to come from the European Union. They're not even seeing that it's coming from Turkey. So right here it says legs of iron and a kingdom of ancient Rome. That's not really true. It's part of the Babylon, the Ottoman Empire, and the feet of iron and clay is going to be the Ottoman Empire, not the restored Rome. That's completely psychotic. That's a deliberate deception from the devil to make us believe that it's going to be Rome that strikes. It's going to be the Ottomans. And right now, Obama has been sending military airplanes, brand new jets, to Turkey. Obama has been completely supplying ISIS, but also Turkey with all the weapons in the world. ISIS doesn't even have an air support. We could easily take them out in a day or two, but we haven't done it, and we keep saying that they are too strong. They don't even have air support. So if America just sent over a bunch of airplanes, they could take care of it all, but they don't want to do that. They're deliberately creating the Ottoman Empire again, the Neo-Ottomans. They are funding the Neo-Ottomans. They are supplying the military, and they are creating false delusions about how powerful ISIS truly is so that ISIS can build up itself an empire. They are literally trying to reestablish the Ottoman Empire. So the feet of iron and clay is definitely the Ottoman Empire, not the new Roman Empire, folks. Please stop trying to add yourselves into biblical prophecy. That it confuses people and turns people away from religion.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like America could have won the Vietnam War like in a month if they tried hard enough, and they could have finished what's been happening since 9/11 in a very short time too, if they really wanted to. So
Yep.
they are just dragging things out and picking winners and losers and picking what the shape of the Middle East they want it to be. So it's very clear that they're trying to build up Turkey again somehow.